It's so good to see you all here. Our new music director, Thomas, had the great idea of having us begin with song and not only end with song today. So we invite you to rise as you're willing and able as we begin. And the hymn is All Beautiful, the March of Days. It is on the back of the sing-along with your program. Welcome. Thank you all so much. Please be seated. Goodwill to all on earth, and good afternoon to you all. It's a pleasure to welcome you to Goddard Chapel for our annual holiday concert. I'm Greg McGonigal, the University Chaplain, and on behalf of all of our chaplains and staff, we wish you warmest greetings of the season. It's wonderful to start our concert for the first time today by hearing all of your voices in this space, and we hope you will sing and sing strongly in our sing-along at the end of the concert as well. Our Catholic chaplain always says Goddard Chapel is a judgment-free zone. And so some are better singers maybe, and some of us are learning, but all voices are welcome in this space. This holiday concert is a beloved annual tradition for many of us at Tufts, and it's great to see old friends and new friends here in the chapel. We also welcome for the first time anyone joining us by live stream, and we thank Tufts Technology Services for making that possible. Our new music director and organist, Thomas B. Dawkins at the organ, has arranged what I think will be a wonderful way for us to begin the holiday season, including several pieces that he will play and sing. As always, we're delighted to welcome back Dr. Jamie Kirsch and Thomas Stumpf and the Tufts Concert Choir, who are always such a tremendous joy to see and hear in this space. Thank you so much. We're also blessed to welcome a number of excellent student instrumentalists, some returning and some participating for the first time, and we look forward to reflective readings that will be read by several of our great student leaders. Thank you all who are participating today. I think our Christian community celebrating Christmas and other traditions with festivals of light at this time of year have in common the celebration of the ways that the divine shows up in times and places and ways that are often surprising to us, in a humble stable on the edges of a Roman colony, in oil lamps that do not run out, and in honoring the darkness, that can be a time for rest and reflection, as well as for creativity and the birth of something new. For me, the sense of the divine surprising us with light gives me hope and a sense of peace and good news when times are difficult, whether in personal ways, with our academic work, or with the state of our country and world. Not only can the sacred become present in these times and places, but the stories that we share at this time of year invite us to be partners in welcoming the sacred into the world. Hopefully in this season we can be refreshed and inspired to bring more peace, more goodwill, more love into the world and into the lives of those around us. It's our collective hope today that this concert and celebration will bring comfort and joy to you as we gather at the end of the year, the end of the academic year, and as we anticipate the new year. If you feel moved to give the gifts that you have received to others, the Catholic Chaplaincy at Tufts has their annual giving tree, I think 20 years strong, going at the back of the chapel, so you can pick up an ornament to purchase a toy for a child at St. Patrick's School in Roxbury. We also in the University Chaplaincy partner closely with the Somerville Homeless Coalition, and so we have free will offerings for Somerville Homeless Coalition. There are baskets at each of the doors. If you have the ability and would like to make a gift, we will forward that on to the Homeless Coalition after today. We hope that you will stay with us after the concert to enjoy some warm drinks and cookies and fruit as we celebrate the season together. If you need to leave early, we ask you to leave through the tower door at the back. These other two doors are quite noisy, and so we don't want to interrupt the musicians. Also, out of respect for our musicians, if you would please join me in silencing any bells that you have that are not jingle bells. We ask you to do that at this time. Many thanks to Zachary Cole and Alex Chu and Shelby Carpenter, our student staff, and all who have decorated the chapel so beautifully and made today's holiday concert come to life. We hope you enjoy the concert. Please join me in thanking our music director, Tom Dawkins, Dr. Jamie Kirsch, and all of our superb musicians and readers. Thank you, and happy holidays.
Good evening. My name is Magnifique Mukunwa. I'm here, if you're wondering, and I'm a junior here at Tufts. I'm going to be reading the Holy Night, or La Nuit Sainte. I'm going to read a French version. That is my favorite language, and then I will translate it for you. It goes, it's a short poem that I wrote based on the Gospel of Luke, and it says, en cette nuit sainte, tu as été mis dans une mangeoire parce qu'il n'y avait pas de place pour toi dans la salle. Ton naissance a amené une multitude de l'armée céleste qui proclamait la grandeur de Dieu, qui proclamait le salut à la vie de toutes les nations. 2000 ans plus tard, cette nuit sainte résonne encore dans nos esprits. Ô Jésus-Christ, le Fils du Très-Haut, tu es assis sur le trône de David, ton royaume ne cessera jamais. The holy night, on that holy night, you were laid in a manger because there was no guest room available for you. Your birth brought down the heavenly host, proclaiming the greatness of God, proclaiming salvation in the sight of all nations. 2,000 years later, that holy night still resounds in our minds. O Jesus Christ, the Son of the Most High, you sit on the throne of David. Your kingdom will never end. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Vincent Huang, and tonight I would like to share a poem with you called Love Came Down at Christmas by Christina Rossetti. Love came down at Christmas. Love all lovely, love divine. Love was born at Christmas. Star and angels gave the sign. Worship we the Godhead, love incarnate, love divine. Worship we our Jesus, but wherewith for sacred sign. Love shall be our token. Love be yours and love be mine. Love to God and all men. Love for plea and gift and sign. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Haley. I am a student here at Tufts. And first of all, I want to thank all of you for being here. I think it's so lovely to get together this time of year and to hear the voices and the talents of our fellow students. Especially as the weather gets colder, it's nice to have such a warm gathering. So thank you all. I'm going to be reading a poem by Robert Frost. This is Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near. Between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Thank you.
Shall be Good afternoon. I'm Elliot, and I'll be reading an excerpt from Dylan Thomas's short story, A Child's Christmas in Wales. I remember that we went singing carols once, when there wasn't the shaving of a moon to light the flying streets. At the end of the long road was a drive that led to a large house, and we stumbled upon the darkness of the drive that night, each of us afraid, each one of us holding a stone in his hand just in case, and all of us too brave to say a word. The wind through the trees made noises of old and unpleasant and maybe web-footed men wheezing in caves. We reached the black bulk of the house. "What shall we give them? Hark the herald?" "No," Jack said. "Good King Wenceslas. I'll count to 3. 1, 2, 3. And we began to sing, our voices high and seemingly distant in the snow-felted darkness round the house that was occupied by no one we knew. We stood close together near the dark door. Good King Wenceslas looked out on the feast of Stephen. And then, a small, dry voice, like the voice of someone who has not spoken for a long time, joined our singing. A small, dry, eggshell voice from the other side of the door. A small, dry voice through the keyhole. And when we stopped running, we were outside our house. The front room was lovely. Balloons floated under the water bottle gulping gas. Everything was good again and shone over the town. Perhaps it was a ghost, Jim said. Perhaps it was trolls, Dan said, who was always reading. Let's go in and see if there's any jelly left, Jack said, and we did that. Always on Christmas night, there was music. An uncle played the fiddle, a cousin sang Cherry Ripe, another uncle sang Drake's drum. It was very warm in the little house. Auntie Hannah, who had got on to the parsnip wine, sang a song about bleeding hearts and death, and then another in which she said her heart was like a bird's nest. And then everybody laughed again, and then I went to bed. Looking through my bedroom window, out onto the moonlight, and the unending smoke-colored snow, I could see the lights in the windows of all the other houses on our hill, and hear the music rising from them up the long, steady, falling night. I turned down the gas, I got into bed, I said some words to the close and holy darkness, and then I slept. Thank you.
Thank you, Elliot, and what a delightful time together this has been, and a beautiful concert. It's time now for our annual sing-along, and as we do so, though, we have vigil candles, and as this is a season of celebrating the lights that come into the world in different ways, we want to offer you the opportunity, all of us the opportunity, to light a light in the darkness for perhaps a wish, a prayer, a hope that we have for the season, for the coming of the year, for our own lives, or for the world in which we live. And so we'll pass this light one to another, and we invite you to join in singing. Perhaps stand to light the candles and sing. to take in the beauty of the chapel with our candles lit. Maybe lift them up to the world. Ah, there we go. How beautiful. Whatever holidays it is that you are celebrating, we wish you happy, happy ones. We wish you joy and comfort in the season and a beautiful break. Thank you to all of our musicians, our readers, our musical leaders today. We wish you happy holidays, and we hope to join in the reception with you. Happy holidays. Good evening, everyone.